So let's have a think about when you should be leaving your job, when you should be changing jobs. When is it the right time? And how do you know? And how should you go about leaving? Lots of questions that I get asked about when is the right time. So for me, obviously there are some logistical reasons why you leave a job, whether you need part-time, whether you're moving house. But overarchingly, for me, there are three main reasons that you should leave your job. Number one is when you find yourself in a job that's comfortable, it's nice and easy, and you're taking it for granted and you know exactly what you're doing. That is a time you should be leaving your job, thinking about the next job. The second reason is when you're at work and you're feeling frustrated and undervalued, and this means it's time for a new environment. And then the third thing, which is really serious, is when you find yourself in that toxic environment. Your health comes first. So if you find yourself in a toxic environment, then you absolutely should be leaving your job. So let's dive into those three things, shall we? I'm actually going to start with the toxic environment because I feel very passionately about this, that nobody should have to work under those conditions. So your health is more important than any job. And I know we all need money to live, but your health is more important than anything. And if your job is making you ill or verging on that, then you have to find a way to leave. Now, this is about physical health. It's also about mental health. This is about you understanding that your sanity and your worth is vital to a happy life, to a healthy life, and to your success. There's no reason why you shouldn't be successful. Everybody should be successful, whatever that looks like to them. And this is a mindset issue because you do make a choice. You're not choosing to be bullied, but you are choosing to stay. So you have to make a choice about what you're prepared to accept and what works for you in your life. You've got to find a way to believe in yourself. You've got to find a way to realize that you deserve more and that this is not acceptable and you don't have to put up with it, no matter what else is going on in your life. Do not leave yourself in a toxic environment. And it might be that you need to get help to do that. Maybe there's a manager or an HR person there. Maybe you've got a friend or a colleague. You know, maybe you need to invest in a coach. But whatever it is, this is really important, and you do need to find a way to leave. You mustn't tolerate a toxic environment for any longer than you absolutely have to. So how do you leave this environment? Well, it depends on your situation and on your, your values and what you believe in. I do know people who have been in this situation who have literally just left because that is how bad they felt. Now, if you've let yourself get to that situation, that it feels that bad, and if you are in a position to do that financially, then just leave. Give your notice, don't fall out with anybody, you just leave. You work your notice, but you know that you're leaving and you make that choice to leave. And then if you can at all, then take a break in between jobs so that you can get your mind in a right place. You've got to build your confidence back up. You've got to put yourself in a better position and sort your mind out, because when you go looking for that next job, you want to be performing well. You want to be on your A game. You want to be the best version of you. So if you can at all, leave the job without falling out with anybody, because you never know when you're going to meet people again, and you don't want to be the person that's the victim. So just on your terms, you just leave. Then take a bit of time to sort your mindset out, to get yourself confidence, build yourself back up again, and then go looking for a new job. Find the right job with the right values and the right environment, and then go looking for a new job. If you're not in a position to just leave straight away, then the thing to do is to decide. So you make the decision to leave, because that automatically relieves a little bit of pressure. You know there's light at the end of the tunnel. And then what you do is, while you're working, you kind of withdraw from the job that you're in. You just go and do the minimum that you have to do. And then you spend your time working on your mindset. So find time outside of your job to get some help to build that confidence up, and then actively go looking for a new job. But again, you need to be in a good place to perform at those interviews. So you've got to get your head right, get some help if you need to. But put yourself in a position where you're looking for the right job, not just any job. We don't want to be so desperate to get away from this job that you just end up in a different, at the same environment at a different place. So you need to be very clear about the job that you're going to. What does it look like? What environment? What are their values? What are your values? Do they match? See if you can find people that work there and find out whether they enjoy working there. So decide and then take action. And do try and take, it might be that you can take some action internally. Maybe you've got a decent HR team that can deal with the environment. If it's just a small environment in your team or a person that's bullying you, then go and get help, because it isn't right that these people get away with it. So, really your responsibility is to report it, but that's your choice and only you can decide whether that's the right thing for you. But if it's a whole organization, then just leave as soon as you possibly can. But if it's one bit or one person, then see if you can get some help with that. But I think by this stage, you're ready to leave anyway, even if you do report it. So for you, find the best way to leave, but decide. The deciding is the factor that helps with your mind. It helps you realize that there is more to life and you can go and get a different job. So if you're in that situation, then do reach out. I'm happy to have a chat with anybody, but find a way to get yourself out of it. You don't deserve to be there and it's not right. Okay. Now, the other reason that I think that people should be leaving their jobs is when you find yourself being frustrated and undervalued. But here I would first ask yourself a question. Is it true? Are you being undervalued, or are you just feeling undervalued? Because these two things are very different. And it might be sometimes that you've just got a bit used to the job. Maybe there's somebody you don't like, maybe you don't like the process that's going on, and maybe your manager doesn't agree with what you think, or you don't agree with what they think. And suddenly you find yourself feeling frustrated about the way things are going and the direction the organisation is going in. But that's very different to you being undervalued. So is it true that you're being undervalued, or is it just that you no longer agree with the vision of the organisation? So take a little bit of time to actually sit down and work that out, because it might be that you could find a way to enjoy your job again, or it might be that there's another job internally, or it might be that actually this organisation is no longer right for you because it doesn't meet your values, you don't agree in the direction, and then it's up to you to leave. So could you talk to your manager about what the views are and the way that you're feeling, and get some affirmation or confirmation either way about what's going on? Find things in the job that you actually like to do. Which bits of it do you enjoy? And then focus on those, enjoy those bits, realize that you are enjoying those bits of your job. Maybe you like the people, maybe you like the organization, but you just don't like some of the processes. Be clear about what it is that you're feeling before you go diving into another job, because you might be able to make this job a great job. There might be another job internally that you could go for. Just find a way to really understand what it is that you're feeling. And then if you do feel that you don't agree with their values, that you are being undermined, you're undervalued, you're frustrated each day, then of course it's time to leave and it's time to move on. So then it really is then about getting clear. What is it you want? Look at the things that you enjoy about your job. What do you want to do in your next job? What sort of company do you want to work for? What sort of environment? What does it look like? And then go job hunting. Proactively job hunting. Don't wait for things to come to you. Go actively looking, but only apply for the jobs that fit your values, fit your criteria. Don't just go looking for any job, because the next job you get needs to be a next step up the ladder, needs to be a job you're going to enjoy, an environment you're going to thrive in. So be very clear about that, and then actively go job hunting. Get your CV up to date, change your CV for every job you apply for, practice your interview techniques, and then go for it. And then leave when you found a job. In this particular situation, personally, I don't see any benefit in leaving before you've got a new job, because you can use your current job to learn the new skills for the next job, and you're still earning money, and you're still challenging yourself in this job, even though you're looking for a new job. But obviously, your decision about what financial situation you're in and what situation you are actually in total. And then, the big reason for me why people should move on is when you get too comfortable in your job. When you go in every day, it's easy. You know all the people, you know all the processes, you know what's going on. And we often stay in our jobs for far too long. We get comfortable. We like the people. The benefits are good. It's a nice company. We enjoy our job. We absolutely love the job. We love the company. But this won't help you progress in your career. It will keep you playing small. And you don't deserve to be playing small. You deserve to get a better job, to earn more money, to make a bigger impact. And what happens when you get comfortable is you feel loyal to people. You don't want to leave and let your colleagues down. Maybe you start feeling nervous. Actually, what will another company be like? Will I even like it there? Or how will I perform an interview? Will I screw it up? Maybe you feel that fear of, what would another, maybe I get the job and then I can't do the job. Of course you can do the job. If you get an interview and you perform an interview, you'll be able to do the job. So my advice is always about get at your job, get good at your job, learn to love your job, and then leave it, because then you're ready for the next step. So learn the skills for the next step now, whatever that next step is going to look like. Don't focus on getting good at this job. You get good at what you need for the next job. So again, how do you leave? Well, you make a decision, and then you look at what job it is you want to do. You get clear about what that next step is. What skills have you got? What are you passionate about? What do you want to achieve? Go networking, meet new people, see what other jobs are out there. You might get headhunted for that perfect dream job. And then definitely make sure you're developing yourself, self-development. Sometimes we don't give ourselves time for self-care or self-development. But if you want a better career, then you need to keep learning. You need to keep progressing, not in the job that you're in, but about bigger things, about the next step. And maybe the next job is an internal job. Have you looked? Have you asked? Have you put yourself out there? Maybe that's where the next job is. But if not, then don't be scared to leave. Other companies are just as good as your company. Other jobs might be better for you than where you are now. But if you want to have that successful career, then you need to leave your job when you're feeling comfortable in it. Take that next step. Don't stay in that job too long. So be brave, be bold, and apply for that next level job, even before you're quite ready for it, because you'll never be quite ready for it. So take that step and jump out of this job and get that next job. Apply for it. Go on. If I can help with anything at all, then just give me a shout. I'm always happy to have a chat. Good luck.